let's talk about a problem we all have when learning a foreign language. We just don't understand what people are saying.
And therefore confused about liking Harry and guilty about kissing him. Conflicted because Umbridge is threatening to sack her mum from her job at the ministry, and frightened of failing her OWLs because she's so busy worrying about everything else.
You've been learning English for a while. You know tons of words, you've mastered the grammar, and you feel pretty confident. But then you decide to watch your favorite TV show or movie in the original without subtitles. And you understand almost nothing. The way native speakers talk sounds like gibberish. You're trying to catch at least something, but your brain is like, huh? You haven't learned this yet. So why does it happen? And more importantly, how can we fix it? But before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me keep making more videos. Let's get started. First, why is this such a common problem? Reason number one, language delivery. And your brain. Yes, your brain. When we watch a movie, our brains are trying to process so many things at once. The plot, the characters' expressions, editing, music, action. And understanding speech becomes secondary. Now add this. Actors often don't speak clearly. They whisper, mumble, talk over each other, shout, because that's how people talk in real life.
Tell me about the fucking golf shoes!
And modern microphones capture everything, including background noise, which makes it even harder to understand what's being said. So sometimes it's not about your English level at all, it's just the way movies are made. Okay guys, let's talk about some more obvious reasons. And reason number two is the way native speakers talk. Let's just face it, they're not gonna speak like your English teacher. Native speakers talk fast. And honestly, English is not the fastest language out there. I also speak Spanish and Chinese. Now, that's real speed. And first of all, the speed creates the effect of one big blur of words. For example, what do you want becomes what do you want? What do you want? Did you eat turns into did you eat? And I don't want to go sounds like I don't want to go. No, I don't want to go. This is called connected speech, and it's completely normal in English. It feels like they're swallowing words, but think about how you speak in your own language. You do the exact same thing. I'm learning Spanish, and this is a big challenge for me too. In class, your teacher speaks slowly and clearly, but in real life, fast, blended, full of shortcuts.
We're here to learn. Anybody else have a problem with that?
My advice, regularly train your ear and your mouth by practicing these phrases out loud. I've got a separate video all about this. Definitely check it out. It will help you understand native speakers and sound more natural. Okay, now just listen to how Benedict Cumberbatch speaks in Sherlock.
Casbah Nights. Pretty racy for first thing on a Monday morning, wouldn't you agree? I've written a little blog on the identification of perfumes. It's on the website. You should look it up.
The speed is insane. And I'm sure even native speakers watch that show with subtitles. So don't feel bad about yourself. Start with educational YouTube videos, even without subtitles if you can. Set a goal. Feel comfortable first, and then move on to series that match your level. Don't expect to just jump into watching Friends in the original with no subtitles and magically understand everything. That's not how it works. Shows like that are actually really hard. They're best for advanced learners. Why? Reason number three. Slang, idioms, cultural references. This is my favorite part. Yeah, surprise, knowing the language isn't always enough to understand movies in the original. Take Friends, for example. When I first watched it dubbed, I didn't even get why the audience was laughing. Later, I realized it's all about the slang and cultural references. Like this one.
Okay, who are you, the Hardy Boys?
Joey and Chandler are looking for a lost train, and a woman says, "Who are you, the Hardy Boys?" If you didn't grow up with those books, you'd miss the joke. I did. The Hardy Boys are fictional teen detectives from a classic book series. In American culture, calling someone the Hardy Boys means they're acting like amateur detectives. So here the woman is playfully mocking them for taking their search way too seriously. And TV shows are just packed with casual expressions. That's why I highly recommend learning idioms, phrasal verbs, modern slang. It'll make understanding native speakers so much easier. By the way, guys, I've got playlists on my channel all about advanced vocabulary and humor with easy explanations. Go check them out. Now for the cherry on the top. Accents. Accents.
What work is being done to make sure that this place is more accessible, particularly for some of our colleagues who have a disability?
Oh yeah, English has so many accents, and personally, I think American accents are relatively clear, but British ones, or no, even better, Irish, Scottish, Australian ones, oh my god. That's a real challenge. My tip is to pick one accent that you find clear and stick to content with this one accent, at least for a while. Don't watch Peaky Blinders one day, True Detective the next day. Your brain won't be able to keep up.
Right, what did he say? He said an edge is an edge. He only chopped it down because it spoiled his view. What's Reaper moaning about?
Take it slow. Give yourself time. It might take months or even years, but if you practice regularly, you'll get there. Just accept this harsh truth. Modern TV shows sound like real life, full of sarcasm, slang that changes with every generation and region. Now let's talk about subtitles. Are they bad for you? Spoiler, no. Honestly, sometimes I struggle to understand what characters are saying in my own native language, and I'm not ashamed to turn on subtitles. So why do we feel so bad when we need subtitles in a foreign language? Even native speakers use them all the time. Subtitles can be really helpful, but if you use them wisely. They help you recognize familiar words, pick up new ones, improve listening skills, and even pronunciation. But how do you use them smartly? Should you use subtitles in your native language? Well, no. When you do that, you're just reading. Your brain switches off from English completely. It's just the easy way out, and it won't help your listening skills. So, turn on English subtitles, pause when needed, reread if you missed something. Over time, try to rely on them less and less, and eventually, you might not need them at all. Maybe. Okay guys, how do you actually start understanding movies in English? I'll definitely make a separate video with a full guide, but here are a few tips right now. First, choose content that matches your level and interests. What do I mean? If you're a beginner, don't start with Game of Thrones. You'll be hitting pause 10 times a minute and it won't feel like watching. It'll feel like survival. Instead, choose something simpler. Even cartoons can help. Try Peppa Pig or SpongeBob SquarePants or The Simpsons. Turn on subtitles and try shadowing characters. Even while reading, pay attention to intonation, rhythm, how words link together. Gradually try to copy. Listen and repeat. I also suggest sometimes turning subtitles off. Listen to the same scene multiple times, come back to it later, this time with subtitles. This is just practice. And remember, even native speakers don't catch everything all the time.
Do you like dogs? Dogs. What?
Yeah, dogs.
Dogs. Do you like dogs? Oh, dogs.
Just enjoy the process. Pick a niche you really enjoy. For example, I love geography, history, and movies, so I often watch YouTube videos about those topics. Then, it's not studying, it's actually fun. Same with movies. For example, I'm not into horror movies. I prefer dramas, comedies, adventures, action movies, especially the classics. I even rewatch my favorite movies and series over and over again. And guess what? It really helps my English. I've seen Friends and Sex and the City more times than I can count. And same with The Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. And every time I notice new words, new cultural moments. Because as your level grows, you start picking up on more and more. So guys, if you're still at the point where listening is still hard, don't worry. The key is don't stop. Keep going step by step. Choose the right content, practice regularly, and one day you'll be watching a movie, a show in the original, and suddenly realize you understand almost everything. Woohoo! It's an amazing feeling and you'll get there. Just give yourself time and keep moving forward. Thanks for watching. I hope this video inspired you and gave you some useful ideas. See you in the next one.